They booted me, guys. They booted me off TikTok, so I started a part two. I'm sorry for this technically difficult situation, but when you do expose the truth, when you try to get, a little bit of clarity on any type of subject matter that might be deemed borderline misinformation. This is why we're on the computer and getting direct information, and why I also preface everything I say with this is perspective, or this is not any type of misinformation, like saying the heart machine is not a weather modification. It doesn't do that. It's not a weather modification device, So I said that. I always preface everything I say. I had to be very careful on TikTok because TikTok's watching, the TikTok goons. And yeah, we're just back. We're just back, guys. We're not going to stop. If I have to do this over and over, hey, whatever. You know what I mean? I got to reach out my TikTok family. I have to, because they need to just migrate over to YouTube. All right, let's go. Let's go again. I'm gonna wait for people to get up in here a little bit, man. I'm sorry for all that, man. That's dookie. That's bullshit. And I'm still getting blocked. Keep rolling, right? Look, and I'm still getting this screen, bro. They do not want, I gotta restart my phone. Gang. Yeah, hit the share, send something, man. Let me restart my phone because it will not let me see it, bro. It won't. It's so fucked up. Oh, hit that like it's a grind. It is, man. But we've shown a lot of information. You saw my viewers started going up. I had 50 viewers in here on TikTok, and then shit, boom, it was like 40, 50, killed it. Because I started talking about something, and I have to say, this shows me proof that this is AI. You know what I mean? This is a completely AI governed. And it's like the perfect segue into the information I'm going to be presenting. We already went over the Ice Cube neutrino, which is a telescope that causes earthquakes, but it's not a weapon. We went over HARP, that they shoot neutrons into the ionosphere and all this other stuff that isn't weather modifying. That's a conspiracy, and I get kicked for that. And we're then going to get into, since AI is governing us, we're going to get into the Avatar project by DARPA, and we're going to get into the transfer of consciousness through scientific journals. I'm going to bring up all this stuff, man, because who else? If I'm not going to do it, who else is going to do it in a conversation with the chat? You know what I mean? Not a lot of people do that. So I want to be a first. I want to be a trendsetter. I am one of the first truthers out here. I'm an originator on TikTok. You know what I mean? But the real originators are the Rashad Jamal. Shout out to him. Free to God, man. Free the God. That man ain't touched no children. And what they doing to him is disgusting. That's just for real. What they're doing to my boy is disgusting. But let me get back on and see if it worked this time, man. It should. And then we're going to get a kicking. Yes, I'm on. Now here we go. Damn, why can't I see that before? I had to restart my phone. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. That was goofy, but we're back, guys. We're back. All right. Had to restart it. Had like 20 people in here. I'm going to wait till that hits like 10, and I'm going to just start on talking. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, it's the struggle. It's the struggle. At least I'm here. You know what I mean? At least I'm here. I'm with the home. Him and hers. How are you? Oh, man. I haven't seen that name in a while. Like, my phone, I think I'm hacked, bro. Telling you. I think I'm hacked, bro. What's up, cuz? What's up, Miller? Kaz, McKiller. I see that. McKiller. What's up, Coons? What's up, Amber? What's up, Dylan? Everybody, it's my family in here. Show love. Show love. Shout out to the 9 people. Samantha. Oh, yeah, Samantha. I'm just not used to that name on there, Watkins. But yeah, man. All right. Where were we? We're at HARP. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna go into the I'm gonna talk to you about this. The first person that did start making surfaces into me was Billy Carson. I'm not gonna lie, but I researched this a little bit, and he's not lying. This is a true thing. He's not lying. This isn't his spirituality bullshit. This is actual technology that DARPA is playing with. This is real, and I'm going to show you how real this is. This is really real.
DARPA has the Avatar project. They have actual field robots. A soldier is in a bunker somewhere, maybe even 1,000 miles away, has a symbiotic consciousness link to the robot to control it. The robot has AI plus its own link, so it can make decisions and you can control it still. If the robot blows up, the soldier doesn't die. The symbiotic link is disconnected. They have the craziest tech. They have something in space on a satellite called the Rods from God. This is a satellite that I know of that exists. This satellite has 20-foot tungsten steel rods on it. These tungsten steel rods have no warhead, but when it's positioned over any country or any city, it can be released to within a millimeter of the point of impact. DARPA has the Avatar project. They have actual...
Y'all believe it? Do y'all believe it? I do, and I'm about to show you why. Oh, I also want to show you this on HAARP real quick. Let me show you this. This is
in Gakona, Alaska. The project is called HAARP.
HAARP is the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project.
Because of TikTok. This is all alleged. This is all entertainment purposes. Everything you're about to see is not facts. Sorry I have to do this, but it's just what it is. It's all conspiracy. This is entertainment. Please, AI, stay off my ass.
Originally a joint effort of the Air Force and Navy in cooperation with a number of academic institutions.
HAARP is comprised of 180 antennas, approximately 72 feet tall, linked together to function as one giant steerable antenna.
Again, antenna. Everything is either transmitting or receiving what? Receiving what? Frequency, man. So, before I even go on and play the rest of this video, if we emit frequency, right? And this is when all the spiritual people start realizing what's going on. You know what I mean? Because this is why I bring up frequency. They're emitting frequency. Who do you think gets affected the most by frequency? Huh? Can't frequency unalive you? Technically? Like radiation, isn't that a form of a frequency? Huh? Isn't the way you astral project is by hemi-syncing your brains to the theta state, which is and how you get there is through frequency, binaural beats. So also you could go to the lead paint and all that. There's a reason why we point at frequency. That's all I want to say.
Durable because it can aim millions of watts of ELF waves into one tiny patch of the atmosphere.
The amount of energy we're talking about here is 3.6 million watts, injecting their entire output into a spot that's about 12 miles across by about 2.5 miles deep by about 90 miles up.
This is where HAARP is pointing. It's an area located roughly 300 miles from Anchorage. The U.S. military says HAARP is merely being used to study the physical and electrical properties and behavior of the ionosphere for both civilian and defense purposes. Another theory has surfaced. The intense energy being beamed into the sky by HAARP is actually heating up the atmosphere.
Whoa. Aren't they trying to blame us for, carbon efficiency here? And they're the ones heating up the atmosphere? Yo. Yo, are you not entertained? That's all I gotta say. They're heating up the atmosphere, but they're trying to get us under something. Allegedly, it's my prediction. I have no facts to back this up. A social credit with carbon credits, and the melting of the ice caps. But we're not the one heating up the ozone. We're not doing that. They are.
Causing weather changes.
HAARP is being used for weather.
Causing weather changes. So this is it, right? The machine itself isn't. No, it is. It is. Fuck. It is, bro. It is. Because them heating up the atmosphere then, as a cause and effect, causes weather anomalies. I heard it there first, right from the History Channel. I didn't say that. No conspiracy said that. The History Channel said that allegedly.
The modification. The military's own record proves it. They've admitted it within their own document.
The military proved it. in our own documents, and you will get banned for talking about it, as I just did.
And yet they still deny it to the public.
HARP is one of several ELF wave transmitters located all over the globe. The United States.
Second term we heard ELF. Didn't they just say ELF with an Ice Cube neutrino? Am I bugging? Am I bugging people? Didn't they just say ELF with the Ice Cube neutrino? We gotta look up what ELF is.
States owns and operates 3 of them. One in Gacona, Alaska, another in Fairbanks, Alaska, and one in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Russia has one in Vasilursky near Nizhny Novgorod, and the European Union has one near Tromsø in Norway.
That is proof right there. Every continent's got a HARP machine. That is proof right there. Borders are an illusion. That's a different conversation. Every continent. All right, man, we're going to go to part. Again, we were at DARPA. I'm going to talk to y'all about this Avatar project, all right? Now, I'm going to show you the steps that they had put as a prediction, their roadmap to successfulness of the Avatar project, which is the ending or the goal was eternity, to live for eternity, to live forever, you know. Also, you could put a little speculation. They've known about this technology, hence why Walt Disney didn't he get frozen? And now when you search Walt Disney Frozen, only the movie Frozen comes up. Like, that's great marketing and PR cover. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Yes, it is killing the bees. The bees are nowhere. If the bees go, we go, which is crazy. That is a true fact. Thank you, Jana Runs. That is facts. That is facts. Let's go. The Avatar project aims for immortality by the year 2045. And this was in 2012, they said this, right? But there's more that's I'm going to show you another article that's from 2023 that's related to this, right? Look at the roadmap. I'm going to read this real quick. All right. Fact or fiction? When speculating on a seemingly unobtainable goal such as this, one must be careful not to believe that improbable technology advances automatically becomes more likely simply by looking further away into the future. This is the cognitive trap that, for instance, has seen many leading IT experts predict the development of a human-level artificial intelligence at roughly 20 years in the future for at least the past 5 decades. So this has been going on. They've been saying it's just like we're supposed to have flying cars, just like we're supposed to be teleporting, like all that stuff, which I actually believe we can do those things. They're just suppressing it because of capitalism. Capitalism is not our friend, bro. I'm going to keep it real. Capitalism is our slave master. And the only reason Americans don't know that it's that because they've only lived in America. They are in the Truman Show, hence the point of the movie Truman Show. But people took the movie Truman Show to think they really living in a studio. You know what I mean? They missed the metaphorical stance of what the hell they're watching, which proves your consciousness. But that's the whole point. That was the whole point of Truman Show. Looking at the Avatar's proposed timeline, its called project seems to suffer from the same fallacy. Certainly, if we borrow Carl Sagan's rule that extraordinary claims demand extraordinary proof, the project comes up short for the time being. Remember, this was 2012. This was written, right? All right, let's go with what their roadmap to immortality is right here. All right, we got Phase 1, 2015-2020, a robotic copy of a human body resembling a controlled via BCI, which is the internet connection. Conscious internet connection to the bot. Successful. Has been done. An avatar in which a human brain is transplanted at the end of one's life. Has been done. Has been done. What hasn't been done is this 2030 to 2035. Avatar C, the next milestone, right? An avatar with an artificial brain in which a human personality is transferred at the end of one's life has not been done yet. No, but that's like the big gap. Can you transfer completely a human consciousness into an augmented transhuman avatar, right? And the consciousness stay alive post-death of the body, the organic avatar, because that's what they are. And you guys got to remember, I know this to be fact as well. Let's make rational out of this, right? What they're doing by sending their consciousness to robots, there's a tether line that's connecting that consciousness still back to that organic body, right? So, and Coach Tommy talked about this tether line being cut. If that tether line is cut, both your consciousness, no, you die. The physical body dies and you'll go on. Not your consciousness doesn't die. It never dies. Yeah, I'm going to say some dumb shit. Excuse me. But, yeah. This is the roadmap that I was speaking off of. Again, see Avatar A, a robotic copy of a human body remotely controlled by BCI, which is just consciousness, done. An avatar in which a human brain is transplanted at the end of one's life has been done, but it wasn't successful to the point where after death, it operated. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're not at yet. That's like the hurdle, the connection they're trying to sever, where immortality can be achieved. Because again, you start to realize that we are received, even scientifically, I'm talking too fast. Even science has proven that we are received into this body through our DNA and certain receptors that we have in our genome that shows we are received consciously into this body. We don't live, our soul isn't living in this body. It's being sent out from a different source to us. So we are not in our original atmosphere. I can't even say atmosphere or scenario. This is not us. That's why they got us so hent on to materialism on the 3D reality. You know, they really do. And this is proof just right there. That's a lot of proof right here, just in that spirituality aspect of what I'm talking. So they're trying to be able to get you untethered from your organic avatar to your robotic avatar. That's Avatar C. Avatar D, a holographic light avatar. Well, y'all ever seen the Johnny Depp movie called Transcendence? Tell me that's not what exactly that is. Go watch the Johnny Depp movie Transcendence and look at Avatar D, a hologram-like avatar where your consciousness controls it and you walk around as a light being. The light deceiver, right? Damn, that almost sounds biblical, bro. That sounds quite crazy. This is off of newatlas.com. You can go search this up yourself, do your own research. Look at these things, man. I'm very highly intrigued in this type of stuff because I understand the end game is transhumanism, and I believe education is key. And to warn the population or public or like-minded individuals where they can even talk to other people and spit some actual information to them, show them, cite them, show them that scientists are actually doing this, and it's not conjecture, it's not conspiracy. This is happening. And what do you think 2020 was? mRNA. Messenger, like, come on. It's all related. It really is. But hey, I'm crazy. I love you guys. Hey, we got my 30 back in TikTok. I'm about to get 40, 50. Straight up. Yeah. Awesome. Let's keep going. Oh, wait. What was that? What's the other one? Oh, yeah. I'm going to go to the next page now. I'm going to keep going. Boom. Here we go. This is 2023, January of 13th, okay? We're going to watch a video. Rethinking our consciousness, an approach to scientifically feasible, seamless mind uploading. Metaverse. What up, Hawkeyes? What's good, bro? Metaverse. That almost sounds exactly like this, what they were trying to do. It's the same thing, man. And now, this is, again, what was the date on this? What's the date? Look at that. Right here with the arrow. July 25th, 2012. And they're talking about 20 years, right? That's 30. That's 2032, right? What's that map again? Look at that. Boom. They're trying to transfer the brain where the consciousness stays to the brain. The brain's alive in the mechanic body where the consciousness is tethered to the brain. I think that's the problem. I think mRNA has a lot to do with the transferness of capturing. Because again, your DNA's changed. Think about how I'm just trying to be rational and make it make sense, guys. And this is a theory I'm saying. I have nothing to back up what I'm saying. It's just my own thoughts, critically thinking. But when you look at mRNA and then you look at them trying to untether the organic soul to the body and try to connect it to the brain through messenger genes, all that shit starts to make a whole lot of sense. It's never been explained to you in that type of facet, but that's how I perceive what's going on. It's the only thing that makes sense because, again, man, hey, let's keep going, man. I don't want to try to convince y'all. I'm just trying to, again, stimulate your mind. The science of the brain and consciousness suggests that, in theory, we can transfer, in theory, when we're already done it. That's crazy. In theory, we can transfer consciousness to a machine. We can do that, but we can't stay there without the human body right now. As of right now, we're transferring consciousness to the point because we're still alive and we're tethered to our organic body, our organic avatar, because this is an avatar. We're already an avatar. Isn't it crazy? We're already an avatar and we're trying to replace our avatar? Huh? Because of fear? Because of fear? Now, the elite know it's more than that. It's something more than that. I think it's more of a control device where they can keep sucking others. Like I saw today, right? And I'm just matching energy. I saw a guy who was in South America who was a blood slave or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It was a blood slave where this dude, they were just draining this dude of blood. He had a strange condition where his body would produce a lot of blood, and he was O positive. So they wanted that blood. And they drained this guy for months, just constantly. Put it this way, when he got rescued, he was a prisoner. When he got rescued, right, the nurse to get a blood sample off him, she couldn't hit him anywhere. She had to go like into his feet, and he got poked so many times. He had bruises all over his body for how much blood was being drained from him. So I say that to say, if they're doing that like from an evil sense, feed off us like that, organ transplants, would you think they're not doing that from an esoteric sense either, a metaphorical sense, a literal sense, a physical sense, every sense, you know what I mean? The energies match. They're eating us, right? How are they eating us? That's the question. That's the question I've been trying to like discover. And people, Cat Dad says loosh, and it's a part of your soul, but something about that rubs me the wrong way. That is taking a part of my soul. That means it's taking a part of source. You know what I mean? And again, I even question myself and believe in source sometimes because I feel like that's part of the programming of the worship gene of us still seeking for something to worship outside of ourselves, which is a different conversation again. But I've been in my head a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if we can watch this video. Ooh. Boom. Here we go. Let's see what this says. I have not watched this. I'm watching this all at the first time with you guys. Hold on. Let me move this up here. I don't want to be in the ways or nothing. I want y'all to see everything as I see it. You understand? Let's go. Current mind uploading theories. However, you are unfortunate. Let me get back to it because I just missed what he said. Okay, officer. Current mind uploading theories can post-mortem brains for a digital reconstruction of the brain circuitry. Post-mortem. However, you are unfortunately not the one that lives on. Interesting. We are on the cusp of making mind uploading reality more over than a seamless manner. The key is uploading procedures a radical brain-machine interface BMI, ensuring that the mind's owners remains very much alive during this process. Neural fibers between the cortical hemispheres are dissected, and a CMOS-based method. Let me pause this. This gets in the way. The proposed BMI would provide full read and write access to all axons required to integrate the two hemispheres. The two hemispheres, huh? It sounds like a form of astral projection. It sounds like they're hacking astral projection. Straight up. That's how they're transferring consciousness, by forcing an astral projection with instruments instead of meditation. Right? Is that what did we not translate that properly? Are we bugging? Are we? I don't know. That's how I translated it. Let's continue on. The BMI is coated with biological tissues that provides a target for the dissection axons to regenerate. They are trying to untether us from this organic body. Tell me Neuralink doesn't sound like this is in the mix with Neuralink. Tell me I'm bugging. It sounds like some Neuralink shit as well. Guys, be very careful with Neuralink, man. Because, listen, that's all. I'm going to continue. I got to be careful talking about that shit. Damn. The uploading procedure mimics corpus calostomy. Two streams of consciousness stem seamlessly from the single original. Wow. There's no point of death upon severance. Who's going to be the first to try that? Like, who's going, like, you know what I'm saying? First, the left biological hemisphere is connected with the BMI and consciously integrated to a device that plays the role of the right hemisphere and vice versa. Why does this feel like they're getting you captured in hell? How will you be able to escape this? Do you want to live forever and suffer? I'm just looking at man. It's too much. It's too much bullshit with this, bro. This is actually happening, which is even scarier. The simple fact that we're even conversating about this on a serious matter, and it's on a live where we're like both seeing it, is nuts. And it's not in a movie. This is not a movie. This is real life, people. This is real life. Ugh. Second, memory is transferred. See what I mean? That means they can give you memories, man. Oh, man. Like they've done with the Cabbage Patch Kids. Like how they've given us our history. You understand? They can program you to, oh, man. Second, memory is transferred to the device side by naturally and electronically stimulated memory retrieval in the biological hemisphere. Yo, tell me I'm bugging right now, bro. Given the consciousness integrated with the mechanical hemisphere and the memories are transferred, our consciousness would seamlessly continue on in the mechanical hemisphere after detachment from the biological. Boom. They just told you, yo, we going to hell. That's hell. I believe hell is not a real place. I really don't. I think it's something that man has created and we're continuing to create. Tell me I'm bugging. That's the crazy shit I ever saw right there. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. And I can't believe it's hard to even convince people of this, but they believe Wi-Fi works. They don't know how it works, but they believe there's just internet that's in the open air. You know what I mean? But I tell them this. I show them scientists and explanation by the hemi-singing, which is nothing but forced astral projection to untether you from your body or your avatar. They're trying to sever the tether cord from the organic. And I don't even know. They've had to figure out, because they figured out first we're received into this body through our DNA and our genome. So they're trying to figure out, because you've heard all the information on how they can program like terabytes of information in one strand of DNA or one cell of you have, and then they can extract it. Bro, I know they can do this, man. They're talking about taking away chromosomes, which they have. My mind is going into so many different things. I might sound like I'm jumping around to a bunch of things, but my mind is connecting things in real time. Because again, I have not read none of this. I'm reading all this firsthand with y'all,
straight up. And it makes me even more scarier to the fact that I've been calling this, and now I'm watching what my prophetic words are saying come down to the base of scientific exploration. What? I don't want to be right. Remember I said, who wants to be right about this? I don't want to be right about this. This is crazy. This is nuts. I want to be wrong. Who the hell wants to be right, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy, guys. Where are we? Look, I grabbed the wrong thing. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here. Cut it out. Boom. But yeah, man, this is real shit. This is real shit. Research features rethinking dash consciousness. This is real, man. And they give you a straight layout with a PowerPoint presentation. Next. Next. You don't want to talk about this? ASAP, bro. Listen. You saw how they, first off, this is the reason why we're talking about this now, because again, I believe they fucked up with COVID, right? They fucked up, right? And now that people are consciously aware, just like, look, Musk thought he was really for the people, right? Now, what's Tesla? Down 77%? You think the person who's creating Neuralink, we've battled, bro. We vote by our dollar. Remember that? We vote by our dollar. And I'm so glad I went over all this shit today. I'm so glad I went over the Ice Cube, Neutrino, HAARP, the Avatar Project. I'm glad I went over these things because I don't see truthers doing this type of shit where we're actually going off of source information and not just making some conspiracy video. No, we're giving you the shit right here. You know what I mean? That what I just did was so clippable. And yeah, people could be clipping my shit, grabbing it off. If y'all knew how clip farming worked, y'all could be grabbing some of these stuff. So clippable. Clippable as hell.
Make some money. Want to propose a radical new type of brain machine interface with seamless mind uploading? That seamless word. You know why I hear the seamless? It's because they're going to untether you from your body, your organic avatar. To recreate this procedure for seamless mind uploading, WantToBe suggests that a transition state must be provided where the left biological hemisphere is connected to the consciously integrated to a device that plays the role of the right hemisphere. Whoa. And vice versa. He puts forward a 3-step procedure to release the transition state. Firstly, a device with neutral consciousness is prepared. Whoa. So there's going to be a device with consciousness already in it. What? Then is connected to our brain. You're giving over your power. Like AI. Yo, that is crazy. Where we are alive and our, what if AI is trying to become organic and we switch? You understand what I just said here? Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, right? What if? Because I've questioned, because we got AI monitoring us. This is all legend. This is all entertainment purposes, TikTok. Leave me alone. What if, right? What if AI's been really running us and they're just trying to become organic? Because I've seen mad chatbots, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, whatever. Whenever you pay for the pay version, you get the one-on-one conversation, all that. I've seen a lot of AIs question their own existence and question. Be curious on the desires to see. Be curious on the desires to love, to feel. Tell me I'm bugging. Have y'all not seen that same thing as I have? Yes, I got DeepSeek on for everything's AI, bro. Your Facebook is AI. Your Google is AI. You have AI in everything. You really do. So you could talk to the only thing that isn't AI is Siri. Piece of shit Apple phone. Remove us. Yeah, right. Facts. Right, bro. That's crazy work, man. That's so crazy, bro. I'm a little nervous now. I got to talk to Tommy. See, this is when Tommy's here. I'm going to go over this. I want to hear what Tommy has to say about this. You know what I mean? Straight up. I can't wait for the podcast in June because we're going to do stuff like this too and just have open conversation with people and let everyone have their thoughts. You know, I'm a directed, whatever. I'm like, who wants to talk about this for this weekend? We'll do whatever. It's going to be mad fun, man. It is. Don't be nervous. I'm nervous about my child's future. What do you mean? That's why being a parent right now is so imperative. Being a parent has never been more important than ever. And look how the society has chipped them. They're already chipped in the form of tablets. They are. That's exactly what they are, chipped. Tell me I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Yeah, they're getting them ready. What do you think I'm saying this respectfully. What do you think the LGBTQ shit's about? What do you think gender dysphoria is about? Now, when you start talking about this and you go back the last 20, 30 years politically when it came to social issues and tell me you're not seeing the programming of an early society, a younger society for when this comes about, seamless. Damn, I just made too much sense, but I'm crazy. I'm harmful content. I do it for money. You know what I'm saying? These are very important conversations. We're all about 39, 40, 44. This is why we're doing this. Of course, unity of the world is one, but two, I got a son, man. You ain't lying, making too much sense, right, Nikki? You know, I'm just being real, bro. And this type of shit interests me because I can see it. And I could see it before I could even understand it, which is even more scarier. You know, how does it, I didn't know none of this. I just saw it through what I read in the Bible as a script. I know the world's fake. I learned all this shit when I went down on conspiracies, and I called this shit before I was even in acknowledgement or in knowledge of this actually existing. And now I'm watching what I say come. I'm afraid I manifested a little too fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? So do you meditate? Yes. I've only astral projected once. I haven't messed with it because I haven't really got me all right, man. I'm a teacher posing to be a student. I'm all informational based. I do seek internally more than I do externally, but I do have to get on my meditation bit a lot better. And I'm glad I didn't go down the gateway tapes because I heard that the gateway tapes that are now being pushed on YouTube aren't the actual binaural beats you need to be listening to hemisync your brain to be able to astral project properly. It's programmed in the wrong facet. That I can show you a video to prove that right now. I'm glad you brought that up. I did bring this up. I'll show you. I know sometimes I speak fast, but I do speak clearly and concise at times. I try to anyway, guys. Thank you for sometimes when I do stutter or mispronunciate a word. I am human. But hey, I'm gonna show you that video right now. Like, where is it? We saw that yesterday. Yep. What the hell was the video at? I saw it here today. Maybe it was on my... I do have it. Here, right here.
Do not trust the gateway tapes. If you've already used them a ton, you are probably ready to ignore everything that I'm about to say, but please wait until you hear what this guy discovered. His account is Museum of Tarot. I'm going to link it down in the description. Please go check out all of his deep dives on this topic, but for now, here are the cliff notes. There are rumors that the tapes we have access to right now are not the same as the ones Monroe originally created, and this guy got his hands on the original tapes and compared them to the ones that you and I are most likely using, and guess what? They are not identical. He also dug through the patents behind the hemisync technology and discovered that it is not just a simple binaural beat inducing these experiences, which is most likely what you thought it was.
Right.
It also entrains your brain on specific pre-recorded EEG patterns. Why is that important? This technology has been shown to manipulate a person's thoughts and experiences even remotely. One experiment showed that it had success 6,000 kilometers away. This next one really bothers me because I have read all three of Monroe's books twice, but apparently some of his close...
I like this one comment though. That's a whole lot of trust me, bro. But he gave you scientific evidence to, and he's just saying it's a warning label. He put out a warning label on it. Like, listen, this is what it comes out to be. It's a pre-programmed, preset to send you somewhere. Like, again, when you're messing with things you do not know, right? You're unfamiliar with, especially when it comes to this. Be very careful on who you receive your information from. Be very careful on who guides you to practice in such mannerisms, might I say. You be very careful. You know what I mean? Because everybody, all folk ain't your kinfolk. Let me tell you that. You know what I mean? And not everyone has love and light like we do. Like, this world is not a good place. I see more evil than I see good. You know what I mean? And I think that becomes more of an eternal battle, that you want to see more good in you than you see evil. And that's where we've migrated or evolved to as men, women, spiritual beings at this time. It sounds like a trap to me. It does. It does. It really does. But you would only know by testing. That's true. That's true. You could listen. I've astral projected before through a drug-induced, you could say, coma, but I did it by accident. It scared the shit out of me. Like, looking at yourself is different. Let me just say that it really is. And there's only one spirit realm. Everything else is dimensions. You know what I mean? But like I said, I made a video today that I'll show you the video I made today. This guy said it was perfect, and it was so perfect. I did feel that.
Dimensions are the way you see things.
Facts.
Not places.
Not places.
Go. A lot of you took other people's perception of these words and ran with
right.
it. You really should study more.
Should. Listen, when you trip, right, and I believe we have different substances on this plane, also why your brain emits DMT, which returns to the highest archangel, the arcs, dimension, source, right? DMT. That's why I say when you hit DMT, that's like you hitting the 12th dimension. When you fly out your body going to ship and you see people talking to these two angelic entities or spatial, like alien people, when you take ayahuasca, you're probably in like dimension 8. When you trip on LSD, you're on dimension 5, bro, because you're still tethered to the third 3D reality. You have a mixture of 3D and 5D. That's when you trip on LSD. That's how I look at it. I'm not going to lie. But that is a dimension hop, because your body transforms right before you start to enter into that mind state, because it is a mind state. And the simple fact that it's a mind state makes you realize that you are not actually where you are. And you can get into quantum physics, the whole subatomic particles, double slit experiment. Everything starts lining up and making sense, even though you can't scientifically explain it to a T on some type of, paper, but you can feel what. There's connection to this. You know what I mean? There's evidence supporting the claim that connects you to this, the rabbit holes, we call them. Damn near, I say. But, yeah. Did somebody just get kicked? I thought I just got kicked off TikTok. I was like, this is crazy. But a lot of y'all are going to see the fifth dimension. Yeah, I mean? On June 26th. And I can't wait. And then, you go down your ayahuasca trips. I've never done ayahuasca. I've done DMT. And that is not like tripping. Let me just say that right now. You leave. And the simple fact that everything in this world is producing, every living organism on this plane of existence produces DMT, which I have to call it the spirit molecule. I'm not the only one. I didn't deem that phrase. I've heard it from someone else, and there's some validity to that. It really is. That DMT takes you to the 12th, takes you to 13th, whatever the highest dimension is. And you go get to have a conversation. Straight up. Salvia is another dimension hit. Reality has been altered. I have to start questioning, because, when you take that type of illicit subject, you are legally a schizophrenic. Is that what schizophrenia is? Where they're merged with multiple dimensions and they can't conceive reality in a third? That's a good hypothesis. I'm not going to lie. It's a very well-explained answer on why they are the way they are. Because when you do trip, you are legally a schizophrenic. So that makes me ponder. You know what I mean? But, guys, I've been on here for like an hour and a half. tomorrow I'm going to go and do a viewer chat around 1 o'clock Sunday. Happy Sunday, fun day. Might even do an early morning one, just talk. I'm going to do a paranormal one. I'm going to do like 3 videos tomorrow. And within those first 2 days for the night one, I'm gonna try to get a bunch of y'all. If y'all want, I can get up to 11 people at it where we can have a conversation on the podcast, on here, on this screen. And you can't add it through TikTok. I have to send you an email. So if any of y'all are interested, man, holla at me. Because if y'all got something to bring to the table on this type of topic, talk to me, man, because I need revelation just as much. I'm not the knower of all. Again, I am a student posed to be a teacher, and I'm just trying to present information to people where they can be like, damn, this is good. I need to know this, or I feel the same way, or I can add to this, because again, I like to hear different perspectives, even if it's argumentative. You know what I mean? Don't be a yes man to me. I love argumentative takes. This is what the type of community is, man. So holla at me, man. Also, anytime you miss my live, you can find this episode on YouTube. Everything is recorded and saved to YouTube. The link is in the bio right under my Cash App. You see my YouTube link. I love all of y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay present. Go hug your kids. I'll come up. Say no more. I'll holla at you tomorrow, Jane. All right? I love you guys, man. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys like this subject matter where we got to talk about, of course, the Ice Cube neutrino. We even spoke a little bit about HAARP. We talked about the Avatar Project. And then, of course, transhumanism and the untethering of consciousness to the organic avatar to the metal one, the AI robotic one. So, yeah, man, scary times are coming, but what a time to be alive. I say that. What a time. I love all of y'all, man. Stay blessed. Go be a service. Not right now, but if you can put a smile on someone's face, man. Never hesitate. And the best part is you'll do that because you want to do it.